This poor fucking woman spent $40 to get a pair of used condoms. Hello everyone. So, I'm going to do something different this time. Usually I do product reviews. This time, I'm going to review a business. This is kind of an extenuating circumstance kind of thing. I don't usually do this, but this time I really had to. So, what's one of the number one things? The number one rule in business. Don't steal from your customers. Pretty simple. And, I mean, any decent person wouldn't do that, right? Yeah. So, years and years ago, I had gone to this laundry place, laundromat, to do my laundry. Unfortunately, the idiot landlords here have never bothered. They had a wash and dryer that died years ago. They never bothered to replace it. So now, unfortunately, I have to go and do it at laundromats, which in the middle of the pandemic can be kind of dangerous. So yeah. So I didn't have any detergent, and the place that I usually go to is automated, and so I couldn't break the bill that I had. So I said, okay, well, I know I can go to this place, and I can get soap from them. I can just buy it right from them because there's an attendant there. So after several years, I went back to this place. Yeah, big mistake. I should have known that I was in for some trouble when I pulled up and they had in their windows political signs promoting a dipshit named Lauren Culp, who is he was the Republican candidate for Washington State governor. Thankfully, his dumb bitch ass lost, and we got Jay Inslee back. So, now, what is the date today? Well, you're going to be watching it later, but for me, right now, it's December 9th. When was the election? Oh, right, early November. Yeah. And Culp lost in early November. But these assholes still have their Culp signs. Yeah, yeah. I guess they didn't get the message that his stupid ass lost. So right there, I knew I was in for it. I thought, okay, I'll deal with it. I hate, because one thing that I do not like to do when I encounter conservative, right-wing, Nazi, whatever, they're all the same thing at this point. When I encounter these types of business owners, I don't give them my business because I don't want to support these assholes. But I was in kind of a dire situation today. I needed to get my laundry done, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just do it here, and then that's it. I don't need to come back. So I go in there, and no one is wearing a mask. The woman running it, whom I've seen, she's been there for years, she wasn't wearing a mask. There was one other person using the laundromat, on a Wednesday afternoon. That's pretty bad. This patron was not wearing a mask. Yeah. that kind of factors into their Yelp reviews, and I'll talk about that later. So I went, okay, what kind of a business owner willfully disregards the safety of their customers, endangering our lives, just to make a political statement? I mean, it's obvious that they're Trump supporters too. I mean, the right-wing politicians, you know, political signs in their fucking windows makes that pretty clear, and also the fact that they're not wearing fucking masks. Ironically, I went in there, and this is the interesting part, how people will manipulate information to suit themselves. I go into this fucking place, and I'm putting my stuff in the washer and dryer, or the washer, and I see these signs tacked up on the wall. They're not signs, they're just pieces of paper that were printed out. But they had a list of things to do to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Well, on there it said flu and coronavirus, but I mean, fucking flu kills like 3,000 people a year. The fucking coronavirus has killed 3,000 people today. So on the sign they had a list of things. Yeah. What's the one thing that you think was missing from that list of things to do? Wearing a fucking mask. What's the one thing that they're not doing for sure? Wearing fucking masks. What is one of the most important things that the CDC has recommended to people? Wearing a fucking mask. Why? Because it limits the spread of the fucking virus, that's why. I've had stupid, dumbass Republicans say things to me like, when I was wearing a mask earlier on, before they, before a lot of the mandates, some dipshit yelled out at me, "You can't catch a virus through the air." Oh, Jesus Christ. This is where I'm going to insert a picture of the Picard, where he's doing the facepalm thing. You can't catch a virus through the air. How fucking stupid do you have to fucking be not to know the most basic thing about viruses? That they can be transmitted through the air. Once they become airborne, they're what? Airborne! Transmitted through the fucking air, dipshit. I guess just... how fucking stupid do you have to be? I'm surprised this asshole could drive a car or fucking walk across the street without getting killed. You don't have to wait for the walkie sign at crosswalks. You can just walk right through. That's basically the same level of stupid. And people wonder why I hate fucking right-wingers. You can't talk to people like that. There's no discourse to be had. Talking heads on TV like to pretend, oh, well, you can have a discourse with them. No, you can't. You cannot have a discourse with someone whom is so stupid as to not believe that viruses can be transmitted through the air. That's like the thing that viruses are famous for. Whenever there's a virus in a fucking movie or a fucking TV show, everybody's like, oh, fuck, it's airborne. Do you not fucking get it? Why do doctors wear fucking masks? Oh, masks don't do anything, says the dipshit right-winger. Then why do doctors wear them, dipshit? Anyway. So I'm like, okay, these assholes are not wearing masks. They're lying to themselves. They're trying to lie to their customers because I guess they assume their customers are as stupid and uninformed as they are. And that was just like one, another mark, another chalk thing up there, well, you got 5 now, asshole. Yeah, the worst was yet to come. So, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I felt like walking out. Everything up till that point was telling me not to go there. And in my head, I'm like, I should just leave, find another laundromat, you know. But I didn't. Should have, but didn't. So, every time that I've been there before, and this time, all of the people that work there, the staff, whenever you ask them for anything, they always treat you like shit. They have so much fucking contempt for you because you dared to ask them to do their jobs. When you asked them for something, they acted like it was the biggest fucking inconvenience in the known universe. It's like, this is your job. You're at work now. I'm a customer. Do you fucking get it? So, then there's that. I think we're up to 4. What is that, 4 marks already? I don't know. Probably 1,000 already, but whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gritting my fucking teeth going, oh, you motherfuckers. So I get my fucking change, go up to the fucking machine, and I've got 10,000 things that I have to do today. And 1,000 things, 50,000 things on my mind. So I made a mistake, which can happen to all of us, right? We're only human, as the saying goes. Well, I put $1 worth of change into the wrong machine. They didn't, you know, they have the little coin thing on each machine, and they weren't marked, so I put it in the wrong one accidentally. And I'm like, why is the machine working? Why is it giving me my change back? And so I'm like, okay, fuck. So I had to go and you know, deal with more of this stupid bitch's attitude. So I said, well, there's something wrong with the machine. You know, I put my money in and it didn't do anything. By this time, I had not realized that I put it in the wrong slot. So I'm up there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I put it into the wrong fucking thing. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can get my money back, you know. And, I mean, they wouldn't steal from their customer, would they? So the lady comes, waddles her little way out of the employee door, and I say, oh, well, it turns out it was my mistake. I accidentally put it into this machine and not the one that I was using. And she goes, oh, okay. And then she walks back through the fucking employee door and closes and locks it. I'm like, is she going to get my fucking money? I mean, what the fuck? So I walk around again to deal with more of this stupid bitch's attitude. And I'm like, you gonna give me my $1 back? And she says, no, he doesn't let me give money back unless it's a machine error. What? And it took me a second to absorb this information. I was like, so you're just gonna steal my $1? And she keeps saying he, and I'm assuming it's the owner or supervisor. I don't know. She didn't make it fucking clear. She probably didn't make it clear on fucking purpose, so you couldn't target someone specific to talk to about, you know, this issue of them stealing my fucking money. And then she says, oh, he'll be around tomorrow and you can come. He might be around tomorrow. You can come and talk to him then. I'm like, I'm talking to you, you know? And I'm like, you're just stealing my money? And she walks away, waddles away. And I'm like, okay, then you just lost yourself a fucking customer too. And you may think, well, you're only just going in there once. No. That's not the mentality you have. If that's your mentality, you're not going to have any fucking customers. You have to treat each customer as though they are a returning customer, because you actually want them to come back and give you more money. If you treat people like shit, they're not going to fucking come back. And so I said, okay, fuck you, fuck this, and I went and got my fucking money. So Suds and Duds Laundry Center in fucking, was it Marysville or Smoky Point or whatever? Yeah, don't give them any money, because they might fucking steal it. They stole my fucking money. You might say, well, it's just $1. That's not the point. The point is that they stole it. And they did so almost with glee. That's another typical Republican thing to do, is to steal people's fucking money. Republicans do nothing but lie, cheat, steal. That's all they fucking do. That's all they know how to fucking do. I've worked with Republicans. They're all the same fucking way. So, yeah. I'm glad it was just $1. I went and read their Yelp reviews, because I wanted to see if anyone else had had their money stolen. By Suds and Duds Laundry Center in, I don't know, you can look it up and figure out where it is. Yeah, it turns out that I was not the only one whose money got taken, although under different circumstances. So, yeah, I read their Yelp reviews, and for the first time in 7 or 8 years, I actually signed up for Yelp and decided to leave my own review, warning people that if they use the Suds and Duds Laundry Center, that they might get their money stolen from them. Well, turns out I wasn't the only one who had left a negative review, unsurprisingly. So, several of the people, their reviews were just recent, and their reviews were negative primarily because nobody was wearing fucking masks, including the people who fucking work there and own it. People are not going to risk their lives going to your fucking laundromat, dickhead. Wear a fucking mask, you idiot. So, because these assholes think that wearing a fucking mask is a political statement, they've driven away customers. I myself, a progressive, was nearly driven away by the obnoxious signs in their windows. They're signs for a politician who lost the fucking election months ago. Everything you do as a business owner can affect your business. If you treat your customers like shit, you're not going to have any fucking customers. If you show contempt for your customers, you're not going to have any fucking customers. If you support some Nazi politician, you're not going to have any fucking customers, but your dumbass Nazi friends, and there ain't a fucking enough of them. Can't build a business on Nazism. They lost business because they refused to wear masks. I'm considering reporting them to the health district or whatever, because it's a public health menace. So there was that, and there were several reviews mentioning that. Just like, if they weren't wearing masks, I'm fucking out of here. And but there was one that really stuck out to me, and I wanted to talk about it here to kind of illustrate just how nasty and disgusting the Suds and Duds Laundry Center is. So this Yelp reviewer, she had brought her blanket and her sheets from her bed there, and they have a service where you can have your clothes or whatever washed for you. So I've washed my stuff before at a laundromat, my sheets and whatnot, and when I washed all of them, it cost me about $10 total. They charged this poor woman $40. So that tells you how they're gouging the the customer's right there. You know, if you do it yourself, you pay 10, but if you ask us to do it, you pay 3 times that. So she paid for it, got her stuff home, she unwraps it, and she finds 2 condoms inside. One of them was used. Yeah. That's fucking disgusting. That, a used condom, is the perfect symbol of Suds and Duds Laundry Center. I have to keep doing that. I've committed to it now. I have to keep doing it. That's a perfect symbol of this place, because it shows the absolute contempt that they have for people that try to give them money. Oh, you're going to be stupid enough to give me money? Okay, I'm going to put my used condoms in your blankets. Well, gee, I wonder if that fucking customer's coming back. The Republicans don't know, or they don't care. Apparently they're multi-billionaires and they can just, you know, have a place perpetually open and just keep dumping money into it without having to worry about getting any kind of profit or return. Because it seems like every single thing they fucking do is some kind of attempt to drive away all of their customers. We support right-wing Nazis. We're not going to wear masks, and we're going to give you the fucking coronavirus, and we're going to lie to you on our little fake health signs that we made up ourselves that somehow omits wearing masks, and we're going to steal your fucking money, and we're going to put used condoms in your clothes. You know, it's like, come on, you guys had one fucking job: wash my shit and make it clean. How do you take a blanket or a sheet, wash it, pull it out, fold it, put it in a bag with used condoms inside? How do you do that by accident? You don't. It was a fucking intentional act. Oh, gee, I accidentally left my used, soiled, semen-infested condom in there. Sorry. Except they didn't say sorry. This poor fucking woman spent $40 to get a pair of used condoms. So she fucking calls him up and says, hey, what the fuck is this shit? You left your nasty shit, your used fucking condoms in my shit, and now I gotta throw my shit out and buy new shit. I want my fucking money back. Right. What do you think they said? Yeah, they dicked around with her. Naturally, people that would use condoms and then put the soiled condoms in their customers' possessions would do that. They would lie and dick around with their customers. At the Suds and Duds Laundry Center, you guys better look this place up. And call them and say, hey, you fucking skeevy fuckers, wear a mask. Anyway, so she called them at first, and they kind of, you know, whatever. And then she called one person whom she thought was a supervisor. That was her sense of it. And the supervisor said, well, I don't know. I don't use condoms, so they weren't mine. What? They weren't yours? Not, I'm so sorry, ma'am, we'll give you your money back, but I don't use condoms and they weren't mine. You don't use condoms. How many kids do you have? 25. These are the kinds of dipshit right-wingers that suckle off of the governmental teat for decades and then bitch about how illegals are using up all of our you know, resources and food stamps and whatnot. It's like, give me a fucking break. I mean, I couldn't believe that. They weren't, I don't use condoms, so it wasn't mine. That's a supervisor? Disgusting in any event. This poor woman, and I know how hard this kind of confrontation is, she went in there and said, give me my fucking money back. And they refused. They said, well, if you want to talk to the owner, he'll be... That was the same fucking line they used on me. This woman kept coming back, kept calling, kept coming back in person. Da, da, da. She never met the fucking owner. It's their little fucking game of not having to fucking take responsibility for shit. If it was more fucking money, I'd sue their stupid goddamn asses off. That's why I say I'm glad it was only $1. So, yeah. I can't believe that. I've had people fuck with me before at businesses. I've had people do substandard work. I've had a lot of different situations. But I've never had anyone just blatantly in that way steal my money. It's like saying, well, so you go to somebody, oh, I made an accounting error. I accidentally, I overcharged you. Okay, well, you're going to give me a check for the money that you overcharged me for, right? No. What? I mean, these guys are assholes. World fucking class assholes. If being a douchebag and a piece of shit was an Olympic sport, the owner and operators of Suds and Duds Laundry Center would get the gold. I would love if one of those dipshits saw this. Fucking, yeah. Share this all over the fucking place, because I want one of those assholes to see it. But, yeah, I just couldn't believe that. I couldn't, yeah, I've never had anyone steal from me. I've had people try. I went in, I had a car, and the engine was making a little noise. I pulled the car in there. Guy takes a look at it, listens to it for a second, turns off the car. He says, you need a brand new engine. It'll cost about $8 grand, $4 grand for the motor, and $4 grand for the... I'm like, you turn the car on, listen to it for a second, and then turned it off, and you're telling me I need a new engine? I've been working on cars for 25 years. I'm not particularly good at it, but I know certain things. I know enough. I bought and sold over 40 cars over the past 25 years. I know enough. I know when my car's hesitating. I know when my car's doing this and doing that, and But they assume they want to fuck you over. And so even if it means losing you as a customer, they'll lie to you in the hopes that you'll fall for their scam. Yeah. But I mean, today I just couldn't believe it. So that's why I'm making this review, because honestly, I don't want anyone else to have to put up with the shit that I put up with. I'm glad it was just $1 and not more money, but still, it's the notion of it. It's the whole stealing from me kind of thing. They took my money and they did not give me any kind of service in return. That's why it's a problem. They just took the money and then delivered nothing. So I had to pay $1 extra to use your machines? You're just stealing my dollar and then you expect me to wash my clothes here? What the fuck? So I went to another laundromat that is closer than the one that I used to go to, and it's also automated. Problem with that is if there's an issue with a machine and it eats your money, which sometimes happens, there's no one you can turn to and say, hey, what's the deal? The upside is that I don't have to put up with bullshit attitudes from stupid fucking right-wing people. So, yeah. So if you're local, or hell, if you're from another fucking country or from fucking outer space, don't go to the Suds and Duds Laundry Center. They'll if they don't steal your money, they'll make you wish that you had never gone to them, either by leaving used condoms in your clothes, or by treating you as though somehow your very existence is a hindrance to their lives. I went in there, and like I said, I'd gone there years and years and years before, and they had a TV that they would have on, I think it was Me TV or something. It basically would play old 70s, 80s, 90s action shows. And that's fine, you know, but when I went in there today, the TV was off. And the stupid bitch that was working there, she was just watching stuff on her phone. Yeah. Something tells me that they probably alienated most of their customer base, and so now they couldn't pay for the fucking cable, so they could put their channel on put their TV on a channel that maybe 5% of the people that go in there would want to watch. And I mean, the mentality of someone, like she's sitting here watching her little video on her phone, and when I came up to her and asked her to, help me out to do her actual fucking job, she treated me like, I was intruding upon her time. Yeah, that's a great way to build a customer base. I just, unfucking believable. I mean, I reviewed Kitchen Nightmares, and it was the same mentality. I watched a single episode, the first episode actually, of Motel Hell. And the guys that owned the motel were like that. They were like, oh, well, if you don't have enough money, then we don't want you here. It's like, they have money. You could be getting money from them. They were on Motel Hell because their fucking business was tanking. And they weren't paying their fucking employees, even though their employees were still working there. I'm like, why the fuck would you? No, fuck that. Yeah. Oh, God. But there's people like that. There's people that will steal your fucking money. There's people, with a big smile on their fucking face, they'll steal it. There are people who will, when you try to give them your money and try to be a patron to their business, they treat you like you're an intruder. It's like, are you a fucking multimillionaire? Do you have the money to just be a snooty asshole and to treat people like shit? It's just insane. And the answer is no. None of these assholes do. That's why they're working in a fucking laundromat. Failing one, by the looks of it. Yeah. Anyway, I've said my piece. I feel a little better now. I've expressed this. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And remember, don't go to the Suds and Duds Laundry Center somewhere in Western Washington. I don't know exactly where it is, because all the places around here, it's not, this is Everett, this is Seattle, this is Linwood, this is Olympia, this is this. It's up here, It's like there's no definition to anything. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye. Don't be an asshole. Don't fuck over your customers.